This is the North Central College press conference after a victory over Whitworth University. Coach Spencer, some comments about the game today, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yes, just great to get going. The bye week served us well. Being able to practice some of the basic things we needed to work on, and then obviously trying to get healthy. Everybody this time of the year is battling injuries a little bit. It's the first time all year our defense went on the field first. Took one play for them to have a huge impact. I can't think of a better way to start a game, I really can't, than a pick six. So, obviously hats off to our defense and staff and, Will, who's 2 seats down for me, for doing a great job disguising his coverage and bumping down late and making the pick. Proud of, just how the guys played, to be able to get out to the lead we got out to and sustain a little bit of momentum, but struggle a little here and there in the second quarter and come back with a strong second half. It's great you guys want to be able to come out of halftime and play strong football.
Questions?
I guess we'll start at the beginning with Will. Take us through that play, and was there anything you guys had looked at on film in the week with how much they like to go to 89 and just what was in your head before that snap, and then can you take us through the play itself?
Yeah, well, with the formation they were in, one of their top plays was slants, and so they just ran slants, and we were in the perfect coverage to it. Safety buzzing down right on it. Passed the slant of 3 to this guy, to Mike, and then he was just staring right at 2, so I jumped it, and my instincts kicked in, took it to the house. I mean, but hats off, like you said, with 89. He's a great player. We did a lot to try to contain him. I think we were pretty good, pretty successful with that. But yeah, just hats off to them. That was good passing attack for sure.
Brad, you talked about how important the bye week was for you guys to get healthy. Obviously, Danny sitting next to you is a guy who benefited big from that on the defensive side, along with Braden Garrigan. How big was it to have the two of them back in the lineup today, and how would you evaluate what you saw from them and the impact they were able to make?
Yeah, anytime you can get guys back into the lineup that play a lot of football for you, it's going to be a good thing. And hats off to all the guys that have stepped in and allowed us to continue to win football games. And then, in playoff time, it's kind of like the running back group. There's been some, guys have missed games here and there, and feel like we're getting guys back healthy at the right time, and they're kind of hitting their stride. I mean, you saw it today and Joe looked like Joe. That was the plan since last January, was to get him back at this time. And certainly having Nuccio back, he was an honorary captain for us today for good reason. I think it means a lot to the defense to have him out there playing. It means a lot to our team. He wears the Cardinal NC on his heart and everything that he does. So anytime you can put guys out there that are going to play like that, you certainly feel good about it.
Joe, I want to kind of talk about your day today. 10 carries, 198 yards. It's your career high, so congratulations on that. It's your biggest rushing day since Aurora. Kind of walk me through kind of what your development and coming into today was kind of like, especially having this extra week to prepare.
Yeah, again, thank you. I think obviously it's playoffs, so I know I had to ramp it up a little bit. Mentally prepping was a lot more. I watched a lot more film than I normally did this week than I have the other weeks, which is something I think it really helped me. And then something else was just also the bye week, just being able to just rest and get my body where it needs to be, so I can make the right mental cuts and all that stuff and go from there.
Yeah, it was a really impressive day for me. Congratulations. And then Danny, first game back, and I lost count how many weeks this season kind of flown by, but there was a lot of energy missing, especially in that linebacking core. It had to be made up by Angelo and BJ, but having you back in there, you can tell everybody was hyped up, especially to get that first tackle back in the season. Kind of walk me through. How are you doing, man?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm super excited to get back on the field with my guys and compete, man. I'm super excited to be back.
Awesome. And then, Coach, one final thing. Next week's opponent is Hope. It's obviously going to be a bit of a tough contest. They took down the Spartans 49-21 today. Were you kind of hoping for this matchup, or were you kind of looking towards possibly a rematch against Aurora?
Just want to play 7 more days.
Fair enough.
It really doesn't matter who or when or where. Both Aurora and Hope are very good football teams. I mean, if you look at the Hope game, they beat Aurora by a similar score that we did. there's 12 weeks in between the game, but we're just happy to have 7 more days with our seniors. You focus too much on who you're playing or what the conditions or scenarios are, and you kind of get lost in things you can't control. Really just thankful. You know, everybody, I mean, there's 16 teams left, so everybody's really good, and I think with the MPI this year, I mean, if you look at the games, I quickly browsed when I came in, the scores just real fast. I saw a lot of close scores. And, you know, in a round of 32 in the past, you don't see that. You see 60-0, you see 59-7. It's a lot of close scores. So I think if you take the new system into account and you just kind of add things up, there's going to be a lot of close football games in the playoffs. I think, at least it's played out that way so far. So you just have to know that everybody you're playing at this point, and even we felt like against Whitworth was a really well-coached, sound, disciplined football team. You know, anytime you're playing people from different regions, you never really know exactly what the style of football is going to be because there's different tendencies, there's different norms. You know, that's kind of the fun of the playoffs when you get to play people from different regions. You're not just playing people down the street. Well, we're just excited to be playing, and you know, look forward to diving into that film tonight against Hope.
Thank you, Coach.
Just one last one for Joe. I mean, Coach talked about, Joe looked like Joe today. How are you feeling? Do you feel like you're 100%? And how does it feel on those runs where you get out to a 75-yarder, a 65-yarder? How good does it feel for you at this point with how you're feeling, where you're at health-wise, to be able to fully open it up like that and have plays like that?
It felt great. It felt mentally great, and it felt physically great. I felt like I was kind of, I don't want to say fighting myself mentally this year, getting that run. I think I kind of opened it up right there, and then that's when the second run came in. I was very happy. And I'd say my body is where it needs to be. I mean, it's playoff football. Everyone's hurt at the end of the day. And I know at the end of the day, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that extra yard to win. So.
Congratulations on your second round win. Hope College next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.